Okay guys, we are going to begin the focus area with multiplying and dividing fractions. So there's a couple things you're going to need. You should have received in your binder the note sheets that goes with it regarding converting improper fractions to mixed fractions or mixed numbers, along with multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. This video here is going to be about multiplying fractions, but we are going to begin with a little bit of review. I think it's very important that you remember a couple things that you might have learned in 5th grade or before, and so we're going to quickly go over that first, and then we will move on to multiplying fractions, and then there will be another video for dividing fractions. So don't lose this note sheet because you are going to need it for a little while. Okay? So let's begin with converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. Well, let's start with what is an improper fraction. An improper fraction is when a fraction has a numerator that is greater than or equal to the denominator. Okay, so when a fraction has a numerator that is greater than or equal to the denominator, for example, 9/5. That is an improper fraction. Okay, well, what is a mixed fraction? A mixed fraction, just so you know, is also known as a mixed number. It's very important, It's very important that you know that because you might see it different ways. Okay. So a mixed fraction is also known as a mixed number. It is a whole number and a fraction combined. Like this, 2 1/3. Okay? So this is, of course, your whole number, and this is your fraction. Now let's begin with how to convert them. So to go from an improper fraction to a mixed number or mixed fraction, you're just going to divide. I don't know if y'all have learned about TIBO. That's top in, bottom out. So if I have my little division sign, top in, so that goes there, and bottom out, and that goes there. And now we just divide. So how many times is 5 going to 9? 1. Bring down your 5. Subtract, which leaves us 4. Now how this works, okay, is that your mixed number is a whole number. Okay, well, here's your whole number. Okay, that's your whole number, so 1. And then you also need a numerator. You need a fraction, which requires a numerator and a denominator. Okay, so we know we need a numerator and denominator. Well, our numerator is our remainder. So that is our numerator, and our denominator is our divisor. Okay, or dividend, I'm sorry. So that is 5. So there you go. There is your mixed number. So that's how you convert it from an improper to a mixed fraction, mixed number. Just in case you didn't know, I would highly recommend that you label everything like I did. Okay, so now let's talk about how we take it the other way. Okay, so anytime you're doing a mixed number, you always multiply here. Okay, so we're going to multiply. Okay, and then add here. Okay, so 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. And then the denominator always stays the same. So the denominator goes there. There you go. It's pretty simple. I would like you now to take a few minutes to pause the video and practice these here. And you can check with your teacher to see if you get the correct answer. But these need to be completed before you can take your final test. So make sure these are done. If you have any questions, please get with your teacher, okay? So let's move on now to multiplying fractions. There's several different ways to multiply fractions. If you notice, You'll multiply fractions to fractions. You'll multiply fractions to mixed numbers, or mixed numbers to fractions. And you'll multiply fractions to whole numbers. So we are going to do one of each, and then we'll do some of the practice at the bottom. I'll do one of them with you, and then you can do the other two on your own. Again, checking your work. So, when you're multiplying a fraction to a fraction, the rules for multiplication are so simple. All you do is multiply straight across. Straight across. What I mean is you multiply 2 times 3 and 3 times 4. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Now, always understand that if you can reduce a fraction, you should reduce it. If you can't, then leave it as is. Sometimes they'll leave it not reduced, sometimes they won't. So always make sure you check that and make sure you read the instructions. In this case, we can reduce this because 6 goes into 6 and 6 goes into 12. So 6 divided by 6 is what? 1. 6 divided by 12 is 2. So your final answer would be 1 over 2. Okay? Now, on the next one, when you're multiplying fractions to mixed numbers or vice versa, your rules should always be that you change the mixed number to an improper fraction. It's just easier to work with, guys, okay? So always make sure that you change the mixed number to an improper fraction and then multiply straight across. So here we multiply and add, so it's 4 plus 1 is 5 over 2 times 3 over 4. Okay, so 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8. We can't find a number that goes into both of these, so this can't be reduced, and that's your answer. Okay, if I'm going a little too fast, guys, I'm just trying to get through the notes. You can, of course, pause the video. It's not a problem at all. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Multiplying fractions to whole numbers. So you should always begin by putting your whole number over 1. So put your whole number over 1, because that's a rule, guys. Anytime a number's by itself, it's really over 1. So always put your whole number over 1, and then multiply straight across. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3, which that can be reduced because 3 goes into 6. So that would be what? Divided by 3, divided by 3. That gives me 2 over 1, which is really 2. Alright, so I'm going to do the middle one for you, and then you're going to do the other two by yourself. Okay, so let's do this one together, and this is, of course, an improper with a mixed. So we're going to change that to 3 over 4 times 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19 over 6. Okay, and then we're going to multiply straight across. So if I multiply straight across, 19 times 3, that is 27, 57. So 57 over 24. I don't believe, nope, this would be your answer. So that is it for multiplying fractions. If you have any questions, please make sure you get with your teacher. Don't forget to do these two practice problems because they have to be accounted for before you can take your assessment. So make sure you get those done. If you have any questions, please let me know or your PLT teacher. Have a wonderful day.